Hey guys, Nighttempest here, bringing you an Elementalist guide on the competitive builds for PvP. Uh, yeah, you can just read the description if you need more info than that. Let's just jump right in. We're going to start off with a staff build. So I'm just going to go ahead and equip that. And what staff builds are for is the role. The role is for bunkering, which basically means you hold down a point and just stop people from getting on it. You don't necessarily kill people, which is understandable. This has a very defensive setup in mind. You just kind of rotate cooldowns and wait for your teammates to come. You can eventually kill someone if they stand in all your AoEs, which is the whole point of the staff. That's why it's so good at holding points, because you have so many AoE combo fields that you can drop down, which also makes you very good for, team fights. Just drop heals too, see? Some stuns. It has a lot of utility. The problem is it is also just AoE, meaning it's extremely effective on points, not so much in midfield as a result. You're not very good for roaming in that sense. You're not good FO, which is field offense. You want to be fighting on points with this build. Yeah, so let's just build it up. First thing you need is 10 points in Earth, because you're gonna 10 points in Earth because you're gonna get a rather large chunk of survivability from this right here, Earth's Embrace. Gain Armor of Earth when health reaches 50%. Now, what Armor of Earth does is it is a 33% damage reduction, and it is stability. I'm not sure how long it lasts. It might just be exactly like Earth Armor. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. Next up, you put 30 points in water, as I've done right here. This is mainly for the regeneration, like final tier right here. Regeneration removes a condition. This is the most important one out of all of them, by far. Everything else, I don't know. I feel like it's personal opinion, what you want. I prefer water weapon skills recharge 20% faster. That way you can have a shorter cooldown on healing rain, which is extremely nice for team fights. You need that for team fights. It's amazing. Next up, you can pick up Cleansing Wave, which means you'll remove 2 conditions and whenever you switch to water. I mean, that's up to you. I don't feel like it's necessary. I prefer to have cantrips recharge 20% faster. That will include your Mistform and Earth Armor, so 20% off those is kind of nice. And alright, moving on to the next tree. You need 30 points in Arcane. This means you will be able to switch attunements a lot faster. The base cooldown on them is 15 seconds. 30 points in here, 9 seconds. It's amazing. Okay. So, first one, obvious, Elemental Attunement. This one, any build you make, even PvE, you want Elemental Attunement. There's no doubt in my mind about that. That is a must-have. Next up, Blasting Staff. Area attacks with the staff are larger. Here, I'm going to give you guys a comparison before I do that. Now, Lava Font, you're just going to drop that. Take note of the size. See? It's pretty big. It's not that big. But with Blasting Staff, it's huge. It's like a 33% increase, 50%, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really taken time to actually look at the percentages, because, who cares? Next up, I'd like to get Final Shielding. It's exactly like the ability, blocks 3 attacks whenever it procs. Yeah, those 3 attacks can do between 9,000 damage a pop, or just 100. It's kind of luck-based, but I can't think of anything else you could really pick up that's good. You don't have enough crit chance for this renewing stamina to work. Nope, just Final Shielding. That is probably your best option. Okay, next up is the itemization. It's pretty simple itemization. There's no dual stacking or setup. So on runes, you just where is it? Oh, there we go. You want to use Superior Rune of Duena, and why that is because of the regeneration. We already figured out that with water, in the final tier, you get a condition removal for every regen that you grant, and with this rune on the 6 set bonus, You will grant regeneration every time you heal with the 10-second internal cooldown. So if you read it right there. Number 6, when you use a healing skill, you and all nearby allies gain regeneration for 5 seconds. That means you can just use a direct heal and just remove a condition. It just procs off everything. It's incredible. For the sigil, I just like to use Superior Water because, you know, again, the sigil can actually proc the rune. It's really nice. Really no reason not to use it. And for your amulet, use the Cleric's Amulet, which has some power, so you do have a chance to kill someone. You know, just the point is to put it enough pressure that they're going to stay on their toes, you know? You don't want them playing full-out offensive because you can't do any damage at all. That's not something you want. It has power, toughness, and healing power. Some concerns you may have with this amulet are the lack of vitality, basically. I mean, if you look at your health here, it's actually pretty low, but the amount of toughness you gain in return, you're gonna die basically in the same amount of hits, maybe a few less overall, but what you make up for it is basically just being able to heal for a lot more, percentage-wise, of your health. Like, enemies will take, I don't know, say with a Vitality Necklace you'll take 20 hits to get killed, and Toughness Necklace you'll take about 17, but a heal will give you back 50% of your health with the Toughness Necklace, while a Vitality Necklace will give you back like 25. So overall your survivability is a lot more, especially as an Elementalist, because we have more than one heal. So that's not really something to worry about. Anyways, let's keep on moving. I probably should have done this in different order, but let's move on to the utility bar. So for heals, you have two choices. You either have the Glyph of Elemental Harmony, which unfortunately is going to be a full 25-second cooldown because I have not figured out a way or anything that you want to drop to pick up 10 points in air for the Glyph cooldown reduction. I mean, you can maybe drop 10 points in Arcane. That's viable, since the shielding is not too big a deal, but I prefer to have the lower cooldown reduction on the attunements, personally. Second choice, Signet of Restoration. It's a lot less on the direct heal, but the constant heal that you're going to be getting from the proc is really nice. You should be chain casting anyways, just rotating your cooldowns whenever you're on a point, just like this basically, you know, just putting out pressure as much as you can. You shouldn't be spamming blindly, of course. Yeah, that'd be bad. But you are constantly casting, so it does output a lot of healing. As you can see, it's 341, and that's a lot, especially over a long period of time. Anyways, moving on. Most important thing you can pick up, Mist Form, obviously. It's a 3-second vulnerability. You can cast your heal while you're in it. It's a must-have. It's the only must-have for the utility bar. Next up, Armor of Earth. This is an amazing cooldown as well. It's a stability, it's a protection, which is 33% less damage incoming, and with the 30 points in Arcane, you have enough boon duration increment that it puts it up to 10.5 second duration, which, yeah, that is really good for battle. That is a really long duration in combat, 10.5 seconds. For third one, that is actually kind of that's subject to opinion. Some people like Conjure Earth Shield, you know, just go full out defensive. I'll show you the abilities it has. And I'll see. This is the best part of it. The 45-second cooldown. You just hit 5, and you will become invulnerable for 3 seconds. That's really good. Has a cripple on it. It works exactly like the Utehain boomerang, except it doesn't pull you back. This magnetic surge, that's daze. That means you can interrupt people from casting or rezzing, I think. It's really nice. This is another one. What this does, it pulls people in. Exact same idea as the daze, except it's an AoE. It has a lot of utility. This is a really nice conjure weapon. I actually kind of recommend it if you were to pick one up. Anyways, the ult, Tornado is kind of crap. I don't know. I don't like it. It used to be really good. It used to be really overpowered because it used to tick all the time, like once every second or something stupid. But now there's a pretty large interval between each tick. So elemental, just go for the elemental. The ice elemental that you drop actually heals for a lot, and well, there's no real other reason. It's a big heal. It's amazing. Oh, and before I forget, I should actually probably cover all the abilities that the staff has. Like, that's probably what I should have opened with, huh? Oh well. Better late than never. Alright, so first off, let's start with fire. Just go left to right. Fireball, it's just a simple auto attack with an AoE component to it. Just has splash damage, same way a rocket would in a first-person shooter. It's pretty boring. Pretty straightforward. Next up, there's the lava font. Now what this does is anything stuck in that circle will take a pretty hefty amount of damage. It takes for about as much as a fireball hits for, so it's kind of nice. This flame burst, that always makes me sad. This flame burst will set anything that it hits on fire. It's a targeted spell, so that means you target something and it'll go off on them. It's not one of those spells that matter where your cursor is. This next one, that's Burning Retreat. That is a dodge that makes you go backwards. Here, watch. Oh, probably should not be filming this here. Yeah, that Burning Trail, that is a combo field that you can use. Anything that gets hit by that will get set on fire. And Meteor Shower, this is a really nice one. It just drops meteors on everything. Like this area is bugged, otherwise it'd be all over the place. Yeah, it does a pretty hefty amount of damage. You don't need to actually channel it the whole way. The cast bar, you can stop about halfway and it'll still keep on going. It's not going to last the whole duration though. Alright, let's go water stance. Okay, so your auto attack actually does not do that much damage, but it also heals your target. It will heal, no, not the enemy. It'll heal friends that are in the way of it. It's a geyser. Yeah, I should probably jump down there. No, I like it up here. It's nice. See? Look at that view. Anyways, yeah, this geyser will also proc the rune from before, Rune of Dwayna. So you can also get the regen proc off of that. So you can remove a condition with your auto attack, basically every 10 seconds. Kind of sick. Alright, the ice spike. This is targeted. Like here, just drop it. That actually does a lot of damage. Something nice to hold points with. Has a very low cooldown. Puts down vulnerability, so that's 5% more damage that you can do to someone. It actually hits for a pretty hefty amount too. This is really strong heal. Geyser. Another AoE ground cast ability. It takes for 899. That's how much it takes for. That's not like the whole heal, what it says in the tooltip. That's how much it takes for. And for the 2-second duration, it heals for a lot, so that's really nice. It's also a combo field, so anyone that does an AoE in it will give everyone regeneration. Frozen Ground, this is great for kiting. Here, see? Same thing as another combo field that people can use. Here's Healing Rain. There you go. Yeah, that's really nice. It's a 4-stack of regen. I'm not entirely sure. It used to remove you used to remove 4 conditions because it was a 4-stack of regen with the old rune. Yeah, it doesn't do that anymore. I don't think. I don't know. Sounds too stupid to be true. Next up, let's go to air. This chain lightning, it just bounces around. Doesn't do more damage than the fire achievement. I don't know why. Air is supposed to be just the top single target damage, regardless of spec, but I don't know. This one, Lightning Surge, this kind of has a long cast time, but it's a blind and hits pretty hard. It's pretty nice to have. Not much else to it. Oh, this is a nice one though. This is a knockback. It doesn't knock him down very long, but it has a pretty large radius, pretty long range on it too. And you can use it, you can just kind of pair it up with static field. So you say someone's standing in front of me, I can just drop that right here and just knock them into it, you know. Windborne speed, you know, just gives everyone swiftness in a reasonably small area. It's useful. It's good. More for rollouts at the beginning of a match than anything else. Yeah. This is actually a pretty good auto attack. It's kind of underrated. But what it does is it puts up a weakness. That means 50% less endurance regeneration. So people will be able to dodge less if you're hitting them with your Earth auto attack. It's kind of something to keep in mind. They're dodging around all over the place. Okay, what this does, number 2, Eruption. This puts up a pretty big bleed. 6 stack, yep, 6 stack. It's kind of like a time bomb, you just drop it on the ground. See? And it goes off. Okay, it's another thing for holding points. This is great versus rangers, other elementalists occasionally, assuming they're not just using chain lightning. It reflects projectiles, so what that means is arrows, fireballs as an example too. See, fireballs, that also work. Just any projectile will get reflected while you have that aura up. It's good to have, just as a defensive cooldown. Don't use it blindly. Just, yeah, always have it on the always have it ready for use. Next up is on steady ground. This puts down a little wall right here. Anyone who walks through this will get crippled. Is there anything else to it? No, that's about it. Just it's a cripple. And this is one of my favorite abilities, just because it looks so cool. Here, actually, drop down here to give more justice. There we go. And anything caught on that line will get immobilized and will get a small bleed on it. It's really nice for your teammates to set up damage. This is one of these abilities that you should call out. You don't necessarily have to call out Shockwave, just say immobilizing, you know. Yeah, and that's all the staff abilities. Yeah, that about covers it all. I hope you enjoyed the guide. Yeah, I will upload staff gameplay soon, so you can actually watch it in action. And yeah, next video I will be covering Scepter Dagger, which is a burst build for the Elementalist. Alright, see you next time.